with A.S.O since 2008. How do you see sport events growing? How have they changed since that time?
Well, there are many changes in sports over the last decade. One is probably the globalization of sport, and especially sports events, with the development of digital media, social networks, and so on. It has developed a new communication channels for sports events. Mm-hmm. And since sports events are actually a very attractive content which can go viral and which interests people, it's opened up a new way of touching people. A good example is the onboard cameras that we introduced on the Tour de France last year, with camera shots on the bikes of the riders, which gave, with technology, a bright new angle on how you perceive cycling, as you can be on the bike within the peloton. And this is typically the type of content that we could then push on social media and getting a new audience. So I guess this is one of, with technology and new media and globalization, is one trend which is completely changing sports.
And marketing in general has changed over the past few years. Where do you see sport marketing heading to in the future?
Well, in general, events, there's several ways to look at it. Sports is growing when you look at the different industries across the globe. Sports is one which is overperforming compared to other industries. It's been going on like that for several years, and it seems like the trend is carrying on, and this on an international level, which means that sports is probably part of the key aspirations of individuals in the modern modern society. Based on that, how can sport get developed? Of course, events develop a lot, and where we're headed is you have big events who've been there forever, like the Tour de France or like Football World Cup and so on, which have been there for a long time and who will probably keep on being there in a long time, but evolving in the ways they are produced and in the ways they are consumed by the end user or the TV viewer. That's one thing. And then you probably have many other events who will get created, and especially the interesting thing is you go from a passive viewer to event bit to an active interaction between the event, especially on the mass participation event, where people do actually take part to the event. And this is no longer reserved to a few people who could do a marathon back in the 80s, but to a wider part of the population who are going to do a marathon, but maybe also do just a fun run, which is open to everyone. And this, you're headed more into an experiential part for the participants. And then the brands and the sponsors who will want to sponsor events will go more and more into this experiential aspect as well, since they will need to contribute to the experience and create value for the event and the participant in the end.
That's for the challenges of the future. Now, right now, what are your challenges for yourself in your daily work?
In our daily work, it's mostly prioritizing. I think it's a key bit that at A.S.O now we have 70 events per year in 5 sports and 20 countries. So this is quite vast, as you can see, and we want to keep developing new events since we believe there are still nice stories to be told and meaningful events to create. Then the daily challenge is mostly an allocation of time and resources. Where do you want to prioritize? And to do that, you need to have a clear vision of your strategy, of where you want to be positioned and how you want to tackle the different markets. It would be nice to go everywhere at the same time, but this cannot be done, so you need to pick the ones you believe in and dedicate your energy to that.
You've actually shared those challenges today with our MSA alumni, but also with the current AISTS MSA class. What are your impressions?
I think they were very eager to discover about the event business. It's sure that it's something very concrete, because I guess they've all been touched at some point by an event, either attending it or watching it on TV or having it on the digital space. So it is something which is very close on a day-to-day basis to the students. And we try to have them work on business cases, concrete business cases of A.S.O, so that they could think about what are the type of challenges that an A.S.O staff is dealing with on a daily basis. And what really struck me is they were very eager to learn and full of ideas from step one, because again, they already have a relationship with those type of events. Whether we speak about Le Tour de France or Dakar or Paris-Roubaix, is something people know, and I could see the interest in seeing ways of how to shape those events to make them evolve in a positive way.
Why do you think it's important for you to be here today and share your experience and knowledge with those participants and alumni?
Well, for us, we are a company which is increasingly international, and the good thing about this AISTS program is in international scope and reach. You do have students from all over the world, and for us, of course, it's interesting to share first our expertise, because since we are on a day-to-day basis in that business, they can benefit from that expertise and experience, which matches well all the courses that are taught to them. And for us, it's interesting to discover new profiles who could someday join our ranks. And the more we develop events, the more skilled individuals we will need to help us do this, clearly.
Thank you very much, Baptiste, for sharing your time with AISTS today.
Thank you very much.